Hello everyone, Spanglish Garage here, and today I will show you how to change the engine oil and filter step by step on your Toyota RAV4 using just basic tools and a little bit of drive wave space. We are going to be talking about what type of oil you should be using, the oil capacity, tools that you will need to complete this job. Stick around until the end because I will be sharing with you a couple extra tips to keep your RAV4 running strong. So let's begin. All your engine oil is contained at the bottom of the engine in what it's called the oil pan. Now we need to remove the oil pan plug, this one right here. This way we are going to be draining all that dirty oil from the engine, and we are going to be doing that in just a little bit. Let's take a look where the filter is. This one right here is the filter container. Inside it is the oil filter, and we're going to be opening it and taking that filter out so that way we can change it with a new one. But take a look at this plug. Before opening the filter container, we are going to go ahead and remove this plug right here. This is what is going to help us drain all the oil inside the container so that way you don't get oil all over your face. Using a 14mm socket, we are gonna go ahead and remove that oil plug from the oil pan. Alright, now we're getting to the fun part, removing the oil drain plug to let the old oil flow out. To make sure your drain pan is positioned properly, and wear gloves if you can. This oil is probably being through a lot and it's going to come out fast. Just give it a firm turn counterclockwise and be ready. The moment the plug is out, gravity takes over. Let the oil drain completely. Don't rush this part. It is like giving your engine a detox. Now pay attention to this tip. If the oil looks really dark or gritty, that's totally normal. But if it smells burnt or you see metal shavings, that could mean there is a bigger issue and you gotta check that out. Take this moment to also inspect the oil pan plug. If you see any damage, especially in the washer, go ahead and replace it. It is cheap. Now when placing the plug back, the torque spec on this engine is 30 foot-pounds, which is tight enough to seal properly without risking stripping the threads. If you don't have a torque wrench, just snug it down firmly, but don't over tighten it. Stripped oil pans are not fun to fix. Now is the time to remove the plug on the oil filter container. Using a regular ratchet with a long extension will do the job. You can totally skip this, but I would not recommend it. The amount of oil inside the oil filter container is enough to make a mess. After we remove that plug, this is what we are gonna be doing. Go ahead and check inside your new filter box. You see this plastic tube right here? This is what is gonna be helping us to drain all that oil still inside the filter container. Go ahead and connect it and let that oil drain. If you don't put it the right way, it could be a bit messy. Look what happened to me. While doing this, make sure your drain pan is still underneath to catch anything. Now I'm using this oil filter cap removal tool, and this is very common on these types of Toyota engines. And yes, I know this cartridge style filter is a bit different from the ones that you might be used to. And pay attention to the groove that it has. All those grooves gotta match with the lines on the filter cap. This is what I mean. Take a look at this. See how I was trying to put it one way and it was not working, and then I have to rotate it just a little bit and then it went all the way into the cap? That's what I meant. Now you want to rotate it counterclockwise. Keep in mind that this filter cap could be stuck. If that happens, go ahead and use a longer ratchet, and that way you will be able to easily remove it. And this is really common, especially if the last person to do the oil change over tightened this cap. Now you might be thinking, how much force then should I use when tightening this oil filter cap? We are gonna be talking about that in just a little bit. If you're getting any value from this video, please consider subscribing and liking for more similar content. Here is the old filter, not too bad, but it's done its job. I always like to check and make sure that the rubber O-ring came out with it and didn't get stuck inside the housing. Pay attention to that, and I'm gonna be pointing to that O-ring in just a moment. The filter housing takes two rings, one that is bigger one and the other one the small one, the one that I was talking about. It is highly recommended that when you change the oil filter, also replace those two rubber rings that this filter housing has. That way you will avoid any oil leakage in the future. Believe me, you don't want that. Now using a flathead screwdriver or something similar, we are gonna go ahead and remove this ring right here, this rubber ring. This is the first one that we are gonna be removing. Lightly coated with some fresh oil so it sits properly and doesn't bind up when you are tightening it down. Some people like to skip this and just don't replace the O-ring, just keep using the one that it was there, but don't do that. This is super important. The O-ring can get hard, brittle, or even slightly flattened from the heat cycles. Replacing it ensures you get a proper seal and avoid leaks once everything's buttoned up. If you're using a screwdriver or something similar when removing it, just be careful, we don't want to break it. Instead, you can use a plastic pick or your fingernails. Avoid using anything sharp that might scratch the groove, we don't want that neither. Even a tiny cut on the plastic housing can cause problems down the line. Right here is where the small O-ring should go. If you don't see it, go ahead and check inside the filter housing. And here is a tip. Always install the new O-ring in the correct groove. Some housings have multiple ridges, and if you place it on the wrong one, it can leak or even cause filter cap to crack. And this is how the small O-ring should look like once installed. Now is the time to reinstall that plug that we removed from the filter cap. Remember the ones that allows us to drain the oil from the oil filter housing? Let's go ahead and reinstall it. We are gonna go ahead and tighten it by hand now, and then we're gonna be using a ratchet to make sure it's tight. And last but not least, put your new filter cartridge inside the housing. Now back to the engine, we are gonna be installing this filter. I always like to look inside the filter cavity to make sure everything looks clean and there is no leftover debris or oil sludge. Carefully line it up and thread it by hands at first. That helps prevent cross-threading, which could ruin your day real quick. Once it's snug, I'll use the oil filter wrench to tighten it to spec. For this engine, the torque spec is about 18 foot-pounds. You don't want to over-tighten it, just firm and sealed. Remember that housing is plastic, treat it with care. If you over-tighten it or use the wrong tool, it can crack, and those aren't cheap to replace. I like to give the filter cap a quick wipe down too, so if there is ever a leak, I notice it right away on the next check. Now that the filter housing is fully seated and torqued to the specifications, I always like to check everything, take a moment to double check and make sure the installation is totally fine. A quick visual inspection like this can save a huge headache later, believe me. It only takes a minute, but it gives you the peace of mind that everything is done the right way. These little checks might seem minor for someone, but this is how you do things the right way with confidence and care. And we are almost done, as you can see. Let's take a brief moment to talk about what kind of engine oil you should use in your car, because this is something that a lot of people get wrong. For this Toyota RAV4 with the 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, Toyota recommends using the 0W20 full synthetic motor oil, and that's the one that I always gonna recommend and the one that I always gonna be using, full synthetic. It is a low viscosity oil that flows well in cold start and provides excellent protection at operating temperatures. Always check, of course, your owner's manual or the oil cap on your engine. It will usually let you know exactly what is the recommendation for the viscosity of the oil. Also, stick with a high quality name brand full synthetic. I am not gonna recommend any brand, just stick to the ones that you think are the best, especially if you're living in an area with extreme heat or cold. Your engine will thank you for it in the long run. For this RAV4 2.5 liter engine, the oil capacity is 4.6 quarts. With the filter, I always recommend pouring about 4 quarts, checking the dipstick, then topping off slowly. As for the oil changes, some people ask, well, Toyota says every 10,000 miles you should be doing your oil change. Yeah, right, like that. But I like to do it around 5,000 to 7,500 miles just to be safe, especially if you are driving in a heavy traffic, live in a hot climate, or just want your engine to last longer. The extra oil change can go a long way, believe me. And just like that, you got your engine oiled and filter replaced. Simple, quick, and easy. Stay tuned for more similar content. Thank you for watching.